Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thomas Harenberg. I'm working for HID, responsible for the Middle East and Africa section, and today I would like to present an innovative optical security feature, especially for smart ID cards, especially for the verification, identification based on the visual inspection at border, for example, use case border control scenario on the card. So first of all, the security or the reality now, it's that we rely on security, we rely on visual security. We have now around about 90% of eID documents in the field. We are talking about now around about 70 million e-passports around the world, but just a few can be authenticated by the infrastructure, by reader, by devices, PKI solutions. So that's the main reason why we rely on visual security on the card. As I said, we have a lot of e-documents in the field, but just a few systems in the field like PKI solutions, devices who are able to read out, to check the electronical part on the document. And that's why we would like to go for a feature. So I had a lot of discussion with the border control, and if you speak to a border guard, the first question is now, how do you can secure the optical part of the card? And then the second question is now, okay, let's go forward with the electronical part. Why? If you go to the use case border control and you see all the people moving around the passenger in the airport, queuing up in front of the border control guard, if you can expect many people, he will reduce the control scenario from electronical to visual. That's for sure. First of all, this is for supporting the security level. So level 1 means that's just an eye-readable, secure approval made by the officer, by the border control, by the people who has to verify the people in front of me. Is it the real people who's applying for someone? Is the real one who is handing over the document to me? The second level is based on low-cost reader. So if we go down from the level 1 to level 2, he's then using low-cost readers. And at the end, if there's an infrastructure in place, high-end readers, document readers, able to read out the electronic part, then he will go for the third level. What you have to find after the discussions with the customer, if you start with a national ID program, it's to find the right way between the security, pricing, services level. So, on the left-hand side, you have to ensure that you protect the citizen data, or the data on the card, the data in the card. On the right-hand side, you have to also ensure the requirements coming from the end customer, verifying the people, verifying the card, identifying people. As I mentioned, for a border control scenario, if you go with your card to the border control scenario, to the border guard, and there's a lot of people as I mentioned, he will drop the security level. He will not checking more than 20. Before that, in the security level 1, he will maybe check 60 items on the card. As I said, HID is now providing a kind of optical security media for that as a kind of backup, which you can use for a verification of the card holder. So what does it mean? You have the front end information, you have the card holder, you have the biographic data, and how can you secure if you fraud this document, if you make something with the document, to replace, you scratch off maybe the face of on the card, you change maybe the biographic data, how can you verify this data? And this is the visual security feature which you can use as a backup. So we double the information from the front end to the back end, and we put all the data in a secured media. So that's what it looks like, an embedded hologram showing the card holder. we are using watermarks. We put in the text again, the biographic data, ghost images linked to the data, to the biographic data, and a covered diffract image. So, plus micro images or micro text below all the information of the card holder and the biographics, plus the diffractive covered pattern, plus a personalized optical variable device. What does it mean? If you go for the micro image, it's a high resolution micro image which is placed on the OSM stripe. If you make a copy, for example, it will come back as a blob, as a black dot, nothing else. If you have to verify this, you can make it in the level 1 with your eyes, and if you go deeper, you can use the level 2 device to bring up all the information printed in the micro image on the security section on the OSM stripe. If you go deeper, then you can display all the structures, all the printed informations on the OSM stripe. Another one is a diffractive image. You cannot verify this visual. Therefore, you need a pointer or something similar. It's printed with a 20,000 dpi solution resolution. If you go with a low-cost printer or pointer on that, you can display what it looks like. For this example, it's a butterfly. In the current card, for the green card, it's showing up letters. The M-embedded hologram is the most requested hologram coming from the end customer. So he is going for the embedded hologram as a second choice. He would like to have a second image of the card holder in a secure way, printed on the back on the card. Now here it's printed in a 720 dpi resolution and display the card holder again. So and then in the border control scenario, what you could do now, you can make an easy verification. You can put the front end color picture and you can verify this with the picture printed in a high resolution on the back end. Plus all the others, as I mentioned, watermarks, ghost images, background patterns. A second opportunity, what you could do now with the card, is not just an optical stripe, it's also a media. If you go for the storage of huge amount of data, so then you have the capacity of around about 2.5 megabyte. So the megastripe is also capable to store fingerprints, 10 fingerprints, images, documents, up to 1.4 megabyte. It's also possible. This is, for example, if you go for the current EIDs, it's now you have the capacity of around about 2 fingerprints. If you have a discussion of around 10 fingerprints, then you have the capacity to store images, not templates. You can store 10 images in the megastripe. One of our major references now, the US Green Card. It's now in the field since 14 years, and they rely on this kind of technology because they have a huge amount of people crossing the border. You have a huge amount to verify people at the border, and that's the reason why they would like to go for both. They have a chip inside. You can verify the people with the chip data, as well as with the data printed on the back end in the optical memory stripe. It's a reliable technology, safe, secure, and nobody can copy it, and you can use it in every kind of authentication level. That's from my side. So it's the visual inspection of national ID programs. As I mentioned, now we have around about 15, more than 90%. We have to authenticate by visual inspection, 15% electronically from e-passports. I think this is a stable, reliable solution which you can use in your national ID program as well in other programs if you need a backup for a high secure card. So now I'm open for questions. If you have any question, please do not hesitate and get back to me. $2.4 megabyte. Yeah. Yeah. So you can store the images. You can store the JPEGs. You can store the VSQ files, whatever. You don't rely on templates or
what kind of simulation attempts have been made? Simulation attempts of just lookalikes of the stripe. The optical stripe. I'm just wondering if any simulation attempts have been made.
No, oh, do you mean that someone tried to fraud this document?
Yeah, or just the optical stripe. Has somebody tried to put down a copper stripe or something like that to simulate the look of it?
We know about 2 attempts, but at the end it was just a pure attempt. So you cannot copy. If you put it on the copy, if you would like to replace the optical stripe, it doesn't work because it's embedded. It's an embedded layer inside the card body. So it's a polycarbonate card based on 7 layers, and this one is 1 layer, and you cannot replace it. It's impossible.
Yeah, I understand that. Thank you.
What about the authentication, verification, if you want to make for this fingerprint and all, can be done? Can extract this image to give it to some third-party system to verify the fingerprints?
Right, you can read all the data.
Right.
So it's a raw image or it's a VSQ image. You can read all the data and then you can send this data to your backend. You can verify 1-to-1 against 1-to-10 or 1-to-1 or 10 to all. It depends on your scenario. It depends on your use cases. What kind of use case do you have? Just a verification, identification. What kind of level of authentication do you want to run? Everything is possible. As I mentioned, 1-to-10 to the cards or 10 to all to the backend. Fast track, fast ID for the police, identify people.
And what are the devices, you said like visual security. The devices the police or border control uses to verify the cards.
Yeah.
Is it, how cost effective it? Cost of those device, wants to verify this card. Talking about, yeah.
Do you mean to verify the information on the card?
Yeah.
So what you can do, you can use a HID reader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a reader to read. From HID you can
read
this.
It depends on the amount you need. So I cannot quote something.
So what kind of reader it is? It's like optical OCR kind of.
It's a special reader, which we are providing for this. If you read all this optical memory stripe, then you need a reader for that, provided by HID.
Okay.
So, and it depends on the amount you need.
Okay.
I cannot quote now. If you go for another one, if you would like to read out the optical, the electronic part, you can also use an HID reader for that. To grant access to the chip data, to pick out all the data, the images, the fingerprints. Yeah. So we provided reader for the German National ID program as well for the health card program. So. All right. Thank you very much.